Hey everyone, it is Natalie from Being Intentionally Creative. You'll notice that I've changed my mat. I figured that might be more helpful in being able to see some of the things I'm doing. The black I just found was being a little too dark. If I need to bring it back, I will. Anyway, what are we doing today? We are going back to Dollar Tree products. I wanted to do a video that included using the pigments that Dollar Tree has out. I have red, I have yellow, and I have rose. And what we're going to do is we are going to make a piece using not only their pigments, I'm using their resin again. I thought this would be a really nicely rounded. The other thing I'm going to do with this piece is I am also going to attempt a bloom again. And I'm going to use the Elichem resin reitint max titanium white to see if I can get a nice bloom out of it. Having said that, I was having a challenging time finding the right mold. We are going to use this one. How this is all going to turn out at the end of the day, I haven't got a clue. I'm also not 100% sure I have enough resin to fill this, but that's okay because I think what I might do is then use my Alumilite polyurethane and just top this up as sort of to fill it up to the top. We'll see how full we get. I have clear in all my containers right now. I am going to put this white in my container here, and then I'm going to put one, well, obviously, each of the colors into the remaining three that I've got. I'm going to do that right now. We will look at them and see how they look once I've mixed them up, because I don't think you need to sit and watch that. So yeah, I'm just going to put, let's see, how many drops? I think what I'll do is I'll start with, let's say I do 5 drops each. Once I mix it up, I will bring you back. If I'm sort of looking at it thinking it needs to be a bit darker, we'll throw some extra colors in. So stay tuned. I am back. I have mixed up my white. I have mixed up my rose, my yellow, and my red. The one thing I'll mention is with the red, it came out a little more opaque than the yellow and the pink, as you can see. And I'm not sure why that is. I shook my colors before I put the resin in. Put the color in. I'm a little off now because someone's been at the door. So I put 5 drops. The yellow got 6 drops. And you know what? I think what we'll do is, because the amount of resin that we've got, I'll leave it at that. So yeah, we'll just leave it at 5 drops for each color. And then I realized that I probably should have had some clear for this. I don't, but that's okay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to loop each of these colors around, and I'm going to do it rose, yellow, red. And then once these have sort of, come into the middle, we'll do our white. I think what I'm going to do is let it sit for about 10-15 minutes before I try and do the bloom effect, because yeah, I think I'd done a piece where I left it and it actually came out a little bit better. So maybe that's what I should have been doing in the first place. Okay, so let's get these out of the way because I don't want to knock them over. And we'll put this like this. And if you hear my dog barking, it's because she's not impressed that there are people here. Okay, so we'll put that and we'll start here. We'll just go around the edge. It's a pretty color. This rose is a pretty color. I'm just going to go up and around the handle with it. Okay, so we'll do that. And then we'll do the yellow. Guess I'm thinking having a color that's a little is paler, I guess, or a break. Okay, and I'm going to just take this and push it around the sides. Again, I apologize for my dog being barking up a storm as such. Because she gets upset when we have people around here. And I was trying to stop her and she didn't care to stop. So hopefully she doesn't interrupt this video too much or finally gives it up. Okay, so let's do the red. And then we'll just go around and we will, again, in the center. Yep, she's up there to beat the band, that's for sure. And I do appreciate her for letting me know that there are people here, but not if it interrupts my videos. Then I don't appreciate it. So let's just keep pushing this. And it's kind of interesting. The red's, if you're noticing, it's just really sitting there. It's not going out like the other two colors are. So I'm wondering if they've made the red different, made it more opaque for some reason. I'm not really sure. It's kind of interesting the way it is going. But that's okay. It might make for a really interesting bloom effect. And it's actually, I don't remember how, you know, and I got to get better at this, putting I have a book that I write my information into as far as how much each mold takes, and I'm not always great at writing that down, and I need to get a little bit better at that. But I'd say maybe this thing is half full. So if we think that I've made about 60 mils, well, it might take 120 or around 100. Okay. So there's that one. Let's get the rest of this pink out of here. And I want to use up as much of this resin as possible. And there haven't been a lot of air bubbles. Again, it seems to be really good at releasing the air bubbles, which is brilliant. That kind of went a little haywire. Alright, let's get the rest of this yellow out. Yeah, I really like that there's not a lot of air bubbles in this. It's really, and I did warm it up. As I've mentioned before, I have to warm up because my basement is cool. When the upstairs gets really warm, then the downstairs tends to get very, very cool. And the heater doesn't go on, obviously, so that is part of it. Alrighty. Okay, so let's get rid of some of these air bubbles, because I do have some in here. As we know, we can't completely get rid of air bubbles, can we? And as long as they come to the top, we're good. So with the white, all I'm going to do is I am going to just put it in and around the circle area. I'm not going to put it into the handle. I thought maybe a little bit about doing that, but I'm not sure. So what we'll do is we will take this and we'll just run lines around it. Oops. Probably going to have more of this white. I think I'm really overdoing it on my white. Maybe we'll put some in the handle, and we'll go around the roundness of the handle. The roundness of the handle. Did you get that? Do you know what I mean? There we go. Okay. I'll maybe see about getting a little bit more. I don't like wasting resin. I don't know about anyone else, but I don't like wasting my resin. Okay. That's all we're going to put in because I don't want the white to overtake it. So we will come back. I want to let this sit for about 15 minutes just so it can start to set up a little bit, and then we will do our blooming. And what I'm going to do is, like I did my one coaster, is I'm going to go all the way from one side to the other. I'm not going to stop in the middle because I found I got a much nicer bloom when I did that. Stay tuned. We will be back. We're on to the next step. Now, I know it's only been about 10 minutes. I think we've got this setting down, and I don't know whether this is a good thing or a bad thing, but I've decided that what I'm going to do is we're going to swirl now, and I've got a piece of dust in there. I think I got that out. And we're just going to do what I want to do now. And actually, have you noticed how this one's pulled into the center, which is kind of cool? And I'm using this, and I'm wondering if this isn't, you know what? I thought that would be a good idea, but I think it's going to be a little too much, so we'll use this tool. And we're just going to pull from one side to the other. And let me get that out, and then we'll go from, we'll swirl it around a little bit. How's that? I found the last time I got a much better design going sort of from side to side than pulling it into the center. But you may have different experiences on that. And I guess it was, I don't know if I said this already, about 10 minutes. But because it was setting down, I decided I would go, and I'm just going to do this, I would go early. And I'm going to take this, and we're just going to swirl this around the handle, like that. Okay, can you see that? Did you see the handle, or am I too far? Yeah, that'll be better. And let's see, we'll do one more from here so we can pull it back the other way, like that. And then we will just work in the middle. I think I'm stressing my dog out. I brought her downstairs because the people are still here and she wasn't too happy. There we go. Okay, we are going to leave this alone. I'm going to cover it and we will wait and see. And I'm going to be really curious because with this pigment being as sort of light and translucent as it is, except for the red, I'm going to be really curious to know how this piece turns out. I actually think it's going to be kind of interesting. And hopefully, because we know what I'm like, blending of colors, that it's not too blended, but yeah, there you have it. I don't have a lot of air bubbles. I might have a little bit of dust in that now, but not air bubbles. So let's just cover this back up quickly and we will see you back. I think there's enough in here that I'm going to not cover the back of this once we get to take it out of the mold. I think I'm going to leave it. And if I use the polyurethane and try and make it black, that may not work out very well. So we'll have a look at it once it's set and we'll go from there. I'll see you when it's the next day and where we're at. It's the next day and we are ready to take our project out of the mold. Before that, I want to go over a couple of little things with you. I was back in the Dollar Tree yesterday, just doing some random looking around, and I found it very curious. When I had been in a few days ago, there was all kinds of the resin. Yesterday, there was only one container of A left. So people must be picking up on the whole resin vibe theme and wanting to try it out. And I think as far as the pigments went, there were only a couple of the red and yellow left. I know they've got a blue. I don't have not tried it. So I think it's kind of curious how that's all working out. Well, in there, I did pick up a couple other little things that caught my attention. I love glitter. Anything that glitters, I like to buy. So I bought these. And the reason I bought this package was specifically for this color here. It's a copper, a red. It's just such a beautiful looking color that I thought, I need to have this. No, I don't, but I do now. And I'm going to see what I can use it for. But they're very pretty colors. Very pretty colors. And I also bought this one with the copper gold tones to it. So we'll see how that works out. They also had mica powder. I picked up a package of it because I wanted to try it out. So we have copper, a gold, an orange, and a pink. They had another set. Did they have two more sets or one more? One more set for sure that was a blue-green in the colors. These remind me, the packaging reminds me a little bit of what I bought when I got my Craft Smart. Same company, I don't know. The labeling, I think it was Crafter's Square that this was wrapped up in as well. I just took these out of its container, but I wanted to show that to you. It would appear that my Dollar Tree anyway is expanding. And I very much appreciate the people down in the States who are commenting about the Dollar Trees in the areas where they live. Florida seems to be a big one that they don't have some of the stuff that I've actually been able to get up here at my store in Canada. And I've always sort of thought of the United States as having the coolest of things from a craft perspective, from a home decorating perspective. So apparently Florida doesn't. Hopefully they do get some of this product in your area that you can try it out. Because as I say, I think it's a great way for people who want to try out resin but don't want to spend the money on it. Having said that, the last thing I want to share with you, I was looking for something for my husband last weekend. And while I was doing it, I wanted to look and see about wipes. I use baby wipes when I'm cleaning out my containers, and I buy it in bulk, and it's very inexpensive for me. I bought these off of Amazon, and I will be honest with you, it was the labeling that caught my attention. Okay, all this kind of grooviness around it and all the colors. I know that may be considered sad by some people. That's okay. This is by Hippie Crafter. They have a lot of different things on Amazon, and at some point I may, dive into buying some more. There are 50 in this container, and I would love to be able to tell you what I paid for it. I don't remember, but I'll list it in the comments. Why this? I bought this because of what it says, paint and art wipes. And it also indicates up here, cleans up paint, epoxy, adhesives, and grime. My baby wipes do a great job. The one thing I don't like about them is the lint that comes off of them. I mean, it's not like bad. It's just enough to get me thinking they may not be the best thing, but they are convenient. They are affordable. When I saw this, I thought, well, let's give it a go. Let's see what these are like. They're a premium. This is the first time I've heard of Hippie Crafter. So I'm very curious about this, and they have a listing. So what else do they have? And they say, so I'll give you a little bit. All-purpose cleaning wipes, indoor and outdoor use, works great to manage messes during and after working. And then they've got some of their other products. They've got mica powders. When I'm having a hard time reading this, these aren't the best glasses. Let me put my other glasses on so I can tell you what some of the other products are listed. Again, these were on Amazon. We have watercolor paper, a die kit, vinyl sheets, acrylic paint, black canvas boards, pouring paint, canvas boards white. They have epoxy resin and the mica powders, but there were other things that was listed. And their website is, and again, I'll list that in the comments below, www.hippiecrafter.com. And you can find out everything there. So I'm going to be curious to see how well these work out for me. So I'll put those aside. let's get on with our project. I decided I'm not going to do anything else to this because I want to take it out of the mold. It's one of those things. It's like Christmas morning. I just want to take this out of the mold. I was patient waiting for it to set. Now I just want to see how it looks. So this is the one side that we've got here. So it's fanned itself pretty nicely there, I think. The colors, yes, they probably merged a little bit, but not too bad. So let's take this out of here and let's see what we've ended up with. Has my idea of going from, you know, one side to the other paid for itself as such. So let's get this out. It's like Christmas morning. What's this going to look like? And I'm not even going to, okay. So here we go. This is the other side. It would appear that my red has taken over, very much so. When I used my stylus, I did go right down to the bottom of the mold when I was so swirling it around, because it is rounded, it's metal. I wasn't concerned about my mold, and this isn't the best mold in the world. What do you think? I'm almost tempted, now that I've seen it, knowing that it didn't pull. I mean, it did a nicer job on this side, I think, pulling it in, but you can't see the red. So it's one of those, we know what resin is like. Good air in, understanding what resin is like and how it works. So the nice thing is this could be a double-sided type of piece where you put it on the wall and you know, have it on one side for a while and then you flip it around. What I might do is put a tattoo or something like that in here, or some sort of sticker, just to sort of add to it, give it a little more dimension, give it a little more depth. I don't mind this. I do wish my white had done more than what it's done. And I don't know if pulling it just into the center and then going out would have made a difference. Again, I've worked with resin long enough to know that resin does its own thing. So it's hard to say whether or not it would have done anything else had I done it the other way. And the only way I'm going to know is to do it with the other. But I mean, that's pretty too. You know, you could hang it up on the wall just like that. If you wanted to, you could put something in the inside here. You could put some sort of, I'm thinking in like a Cricut vinyl stencil on here somehow with a bit of a, I don't know. I'm visualizing a house and it just being the outline here. The really important thing, I think, that the general gist of what this whole video was about was the resin itself, the pigments themselves, and what are my overall thoughts. So again, I'm pleased with this product. I have to admit, I'm really surprised that it has turned out to be as good as it has been. I know that things that you get from the dollar store, it isn't necessarily always the best stuff. It's inexpensive, yes, but you get what you pay for. And this has surprised me. So like I say, I'm happy with the results of this. It's going to need to sit like any resin piece to get, you know, fully cured. And even, you know, bringing into the effect, wanting to do the bloom with the Elichem resin tint, the paste that I put in here. Like it's a nice resin. The colors, the dyes, I mean, they're nice as well. Yeah, I think for somebody who's just getting into the resin game or just wanting to do, you know, an odd piece here and there for either themselves or someone else, I wouldn't discount it, and I would buy more. I have 2 bottles of each left here to do something else with it. If I find the blue, I'll pick it up and we'll do a test with the blue in it. I'm pleased. I'd like to know your thoughts. I'm trying to think. People have been, again, the biggest comment I've gotten so far has been what product people can find in the Dollar Tree where they live. And I totally get that. I totally understand that because of, you know, some of what I've like it. I'm pleased with the resin. I'm pleased with the translucency of the pink and the yellow. And I don't mind the opaqueness of the red. I think it turned out to be a pretty cool piece. Again, let me know in the comments below what you think. And if anyone's worked with it, what has been your experience with it? Do you like it? Do you think it's a waste of time? Do you like the idea that it's inexpensive so that you can, start and try something simple? Is it something that it's like, yeah, this is really great because I know someone who's interested in it? Love to know your comments. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed, everyone who's liking it. Numbers are growing, which I'm really pleased with. And I taking that to mean that people are appreciating the different testing I'm doing of products, which not only helps you, it is super helpful to myself to know what to work with and what to do moving forward. That's all I've got for today. We will return with another video, and I'm trying to think, do I know what that one's going to be about? Yes, I believe I do. Anyway, whatever creativity you're getting up to today, I hope you're having a fabulous time doing it. Take care. Bye for now.